Hello, action figure fans. We're back for another video of 5 good guys and 5 bad guys randomly picked off my shelves. And here they are. Today, they're all going to be from the Marvel Legends line. Okay, going back over here to my first one, Professor Xavier, the world's most powerful telepath. And this is him in his hover chair. And this is a really, really good looking Professor X. And it looks just like you would expect a Professor Xavier figure to look like. I like this chair much better than the one with wheels. It just looks cooler, more futuristic. Like that figure. Okay, moving to one of my favorite characters. I really, really like the Punisher, Frank Castle. And so, like I said in one of my videos, Marvel Legends put out a series of legendary riders. So they all had motorcycles, and this was the one with the Punisher. He had different heads. This head is from a comic book line where Frank Castle, I think, went to Asgard and fought and tracked down some kind of giants, frost giants, I believe. And so it looks really cool. I like the look of it. The bike is really, really nice. And this Punisher figure looks really cool on it. I thought of putting it on there without the helmet, but when I did, I went back and looked at it again with the helmet. And I have quite a few Punisher figures, so I like variety. So this is a nice one to have if you have a lot of Punisher figures, just to have a different head on him, and it does connect to a storyline. So there is the Punisher. Okay, next, one of my all-time favorite figures in comic books has always been the Thing. He's such a tragic character. And this is a Walgreens exclusive, I believe. Back in the day, they were putting out the Fantastic Four one at a time. This is, I think, one of the best looking Thing figures ever done. Just the rocks on there are perfect. He looks just fantastic. The face sculpt is really, really good. It captures Ben Grimm very well. My only complaint with him is he should be, I believe, a little bit bigger and bulkier. Keep the exact same sculpt on him, but just make him a little bit wider, maybe just a little bit taller, and he would be just about perfect. He is really, really, really good. One of the best Thing figures that they've ever done. And he's got the classic shorts that he wore for most of his career in the Fantastic Four comics. Okay. Moving on to Heracles. I always say Heracles because that's the Greek name for him. Hercules is the Roman name. So if you're calling him Hercules, that's from the Romans. Okay? But he is Hercules. We'll use the Roman name because that's what he's referred to in the comic books. He is the Lion of Olympus, they call him. He is the son of Zeus. He was born from a mortal woman, and Zeus is his father, so he was a demigod, half god, half human. Demigods do age, and they will grow old and die. And of all of his children from mythology, Heracles is the only one that Zeus elevated to godhood when he died. And that's a really, really good looking Heracles figure. Hercules. Kind of need him to finish out your Avengers. Okay, moving on to a Beast. I don't think this is, quote, the Dark Beast. I believe this is supposed to be like the first appearance Beast. When the Beast first appeared, just like the Incredible Hulk, when he first appeared, he was gray. The Beast, when he first appeared with fur, he had gray fur. And then later on, they switched it to blue. So this is the, I guess you'd say, really the first Beast appearance with his fur. and that would be the gray fur. And he looks really good. I think that's a very cool looking beast figure, and he is very posable. You can put him in all kinds of poses. And I have both. I have the blue version and the gray. And I like the gray a lot. He looks really cool. All right, another very cool villain. I really like his outfit. I love history. I'm a history teacher. And I really like samurais, the whole coat of Bushido around that. And he's a cool looking samurai figure. Now, I think the Silver Samurai basically came to prominence fighting Wolverine. I think he's mostly a Wolverine / X-Men villain. But he's got a very, very cool costume. I think at one point it was maybe his costume was laced with adamantium. I'm not quite sure. And I know there's something about his blades. I don't know if they can cut through everything or not. But he is a cool villain. Maybe he's a hero now. I don't know. I haven't read the X-Men in a long time. But nevertheless, he's a really cool looking figure. I like him. Okay, the next we have over here is the Black Knight. Now, the Black Knight is usually considered to be Dane Whitman of the Avengers, a good guy. This is his ancestor, and he was a member of the first Masters of Evil, and he was actually a bad guy. And you can tell the difference by the helmet. So the bad Black Knight has this helmet here that he wears. It's the exact same figure that the Black Knight comes with. And actually, the figure came with like 3 different heads. And so I bought 2 so I could have the evil Black Knight and then have Dane Whitman, the good Black Knight, as well. So there you go. The evil Black Knight. And that's a really cool costume, man. The detail on this costume is just great. He is a nice looking figure. I like that guy. All right, the next guy, if he stands up for me, doesn't fall over, is the Scorpion. What a tail. It's bendable. You can move it in different ways, of course. I really like this green. It's almost like a metallic sheen on it. And that's what the Scorpion that I think of, is that almost sheen, glossy looking green on him. And he looks great. This is a fantastic figure. The Scorpion. He looks really, really good. They've actually made a couple of Scorpion figures that I think are really, really good. Okay, and here we have a Build-A-Figure. This is the Crimson Dynamo. He was a member of the Soviet super soldier team, basically the Russian version of the Avengers. He came out basically back during the Cold War, obviously, before the Soviet Union fell apart. And he's basically just a counterpart to Iron Man. He hasn't usually been this big like the Titanium Man, but in this particular comic series, they made him this really huge figure. When I think of the Crimson Dynamo, I don't really think of him like this big bulky figure, more of a slimmed down Iron Man version in red. But this is a cool figure. I do like it. And hey, Iron Man can have different versions, so why can't the Crimson Dynamo have different versions of his armor as well? It's a cool looking figure. It's big, it's bulky, and it looks good on the shelf. Okay, the last Marvel Legends I have here is the Maestro, the Incredible Hulk, and a future version of the Incredible Hulk. And he's absorbed the radiation from a nuclear world war, and supposedly he's been driven mad. He's crazy, and he's even stronger than the current day version of the Hulk. So Peter David came out with his story way back in the 90s. It's called Future Imperfect. It's a great 2 prestige format books. Explains his origin and all that. It's really, really good. And of course, the Hulk's my favorite character. So I like pretty much all the characters and everything goes along with the Hulk. And he's really cool. It's always cool to think of a future version of a hero, and even cooler if it's an evil version. So, of course, in his mind, he's not evil. That's what makes bad guys cool sometimes, is in their mind, they're not evil, kind of like Doctor Doom. They just think they can run the earth better than anybody else. That is a cool figure. Captures the Maestro dead on. They've used this body for the Hulk in several different things, several different molds lately. And it's really good. He's big, he's bulky. You can see how he towers over Hercules there. You can see he's a lot bigger than the Thing, which is, you know, the way he should be. And so that's a nice, big, bulky Hulk figure, or a Maestro figure. All right, guys, so there we go. That's the 10 random figures for today. So I've made quite a few videos now. If you like these videos, then please check out my other ones and watch them. Let me know what you think. All right, take care.